Walk through life. Every day is a new beginning.
Sun and fun. Guess what, folks? We're getting to the tail end of the week. We're still here. Everybody's having a great time. And if you notice around here, our buddy Gene Conrad has put in major magic, and we have got seriously blue skies. I don't know what they did with the weather. I don't know how much human sacrifice was involved, but it's certainly been worth it. For the moment, we don't know the numbers yet, but it's starting to look like Sun and Fun has had a real good week thus far, but the weekend is going to be just a total bang-up. We've got the Blue Angels that flew in yesterday, did a little bit of razzle-dazzle, their demo flights, had a great old time, beat the field up pretty good. So did the F-35s, and there was a great heritage flight with a Mustang, an F-22, and an F-35 that was just gorgeous, gorgeous stuff to behold. Let's get on to today's morning brief. First of all, sponsor of the day is Wako Aircraft, who introduced the new A50 Junior, Junkers design, even older than I am, and that's pretty darn old. At any rate, we're looking forward to flying her in the next day or two, but it's a Rotax 100 horsepower redevelopment of a classic design, a two-seat tandem conventional airplane, and it is pretty. That corrugated aluminum structure, baby, it is a very pretty airplane. We're looking forward to flying her. Weather, as we've seen, mostly sunny skies, high of 89, winds east, southeast at 10 to 15 max, and so far we're not seeing too much evidence of that, but hopefully it'll stay that way. Sun and Fun has made a lot of changes this year besides the leadership. Granted, Lights Leanhouse did a phenomenal job for a number of years, and Gene Conrad came in after running the Lakeland Airport for quite a long time and had just tremendous experience coming into this. But they made a number of changes, a number of upgrades, and one of those was to make everybody flying in and staying on the site a bit more welcome. They created the island. There's all kinds of stuff on the island. The island is combination reception center, keeping everybody happy. There's places to get food and supplies and goodies and you name it, and of course the obligatory t-shirts and caps and goodies and all that, because you got to do your hey, I flew to Sun and Fun shirts and so forth. But the island is kind of cool, and more important than anything else, even though we're landlocked, the Sun and Fun Island, cool place indeed. Let's take a look at it.
Welcome to the island.
On the islands, we have everything that you don't have. And if we don't have it, that means you don't need it.
The island is an oasis for all these campers out here that come in their airplane, need some time to relax, get a cold drink, get some good food, put their feet up, get out of the hot sun, watch the air show.
You got oysters.
You never know what happens on the island, and what happens here stays here.
And we're back. We have a marvelous crew of people here working their hearts out to provide all kinds of stories and audio and video and pictures and social media. And it's kind of almost an international effort when you consider where everybody is. We've got people in Canada, we got people in Hawaii. That's not quite international, but it might as well be. They're all working to make sure that you get the best of Sun and Fun from wherever you are. If you can't make it to Sun and Fun, we're bringing as much of it as we can to you through the morning brief, through Airborne, through the innovation preview earlier in the week, through work we're going to be doing with the Sport Plane Resource Guide, and of course through Aero-News and the Sun and Fun Digital Daily at SNFDD.com. But the reason we get to do this is because people pay the bills. So a little bit of crass commercial messaging here, but good folks that we believe in, and more important, folks that ultimately represent the industry well. Let's take a look at some of our sponsors for the Aero-News Network and the Sun and Fun Digital Daily.
The Aero-News Network Sun and Fun Digital Daily Morning Brief, live from Lakeland, Florida, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
It's toxic to fly hypoxic. Smart pilots want their oxygen close at hand, so they're never impaired. That's why Aerox is proud to introduce the Boomula, the first headset-mounted oxygen-conserving cannula designed to make hypoxia impairment obsolete. The Boomula easily attaches to any headset and can be used with almost any portable or installed oxygen system. Find the Boomula at leading Aerox distributors or at aerox.com.
Vantage is Avidyne's family of all-new flight display systems for retrofit and forward-fit applications. Initial certification will be Vantage 12, retrofit glass for legacy Cirrus aircraft. Vantage 12 brings advanced capabilities and adds new life to Cirrus aircraft, including large 12-inch diagonal hybrid touchscreen displays, 3D synthetic vision, and split-screen capabilities. Additional Vantage programs will be announced in the future.
And we're back. I'm very pleased to present a fellow I flew with earlier this week when we did a flight test on the DA-50RG, the latest Diamond single. Pretty airplane, got a monster 300 horse diesel up front, and boy, I'll tell you what, there's not a single one of those ponies that's tame. Had a great time with the flight, really enjoyed the stability and control profile, but I had excellent guidance from Trevor Mustard of Diamond Aircraft. Trevor, what is new at Diamond for Sun and Fun 2023?
Well, Jim, thanks for having me, firstly. Well, we've got a couple of things on the go right now. We've got the DA-50 US Tour, which is going to launch up in the northeast part of the country on May 6th. So the airplane will be touring around the country. You can find the locations that the aircraft will be stopping at on our website at www.diamondaircraft.com and see all the interesting places it's going to be stopping at with the help of our dealer network throughout the U.S. So it's a long time coming. It's an aircraft that there's been a lot of excitement around, and we've been anxiously waiting our VTC from the FAA for this aircraft, and we're right on. We're right there. We're just about ready to make a big announcement. So hopefully we'll get a number of people this summer to come see it and give it a chance.
Well, one of the things that's notable this week is a number of announcements for various training academies and schools adopting their favorite aircraft. And Diamond's gotten more than their fair share of announcements this year with major flight training programs. Can you tell me a little bit about where Diamond figures its future within the training curriculum?
Well, Diamond's always found a really good spot within the in the training market for sure. The DA40, the DA42 have always been fan favorites. It's one-stop shopping for a lot of operators that are able to find single-end, multi-engine solutions all at one stop. So we're still seeing a large percentage of our sales coming out of the factory going to the flight market, and with the demand for airline pilots, of course, it's never been greater.
The DA20, how does that figure right now? It's an airplane that I've always found, especially the C model, to be just a stunning little airplane. Just a phenomenally great trainer, something you could actually go out and spin and not worry about it the whole 9 yards. But I always thought the 20 just had a whole lot more future in this industry.
Yeah, well, I mean, the DA20 has always been a fan favorite. It's been around for an awful long time now. It's gone through a couple of iterations. And really, I mean, a tough little ab initio trainer that a lot of instructors will love to start people on. The DA40, of course, people will advance into and usually finish a commercial and an instrument rating in. We're finding right now that a lot of the DA40 fleets are complementing their lineup with a DA20 for spin training as well. So there'll be one or two in there mixed in just for good measure.
Outstanding. One of the other flights we've made here at Sun and Fun in the past was a really illuminating flight in the DA62. I can't think of a single civil aircraft, at least in the quasi-piston category, that makes a better personal airliner, better personal transport than the 62. Good single engine characteristics, phenomenal economics, very comfy inside, quite ornate as well. The 62 has been an extraordinary entry at a time when everybody thought, well, twins are dead. How's the 62 doing for Diamond?
The 62 has been an absolute grand slam for us. I've been flying the DA62 since late 2015 and accumulated somewhere in the neighborhood of about 1,500 hours behind the wheel in one of those. And I've done hundreds of demos to this date. And it's easily my favorite aircraft in the lineup. It's comfortable, it's large, it's quiet, it's economical. It's got lots of useful load and plenty of space inside, and it has really become one of those airplanes that people kind of flock to. It filled a sort of niche role when it was introduced. We really kind of thought that it would have been competing a little bit more directly with the other like twins, but we've really found that the high performance single engine crowd has kind of flocked towards it just because it fills that niche role as the next aircraft up, offering a little bit more useful load, a little bit more range, the safety and redundancy of two engines. Of course, before somebody has to go and bite off a big $4 million check for a turboprop or maybe a light jet.
Indeed. The overall lineup right now has been pretty comprehensive, from nice light, very light singles all the way up to serious twin transportation and a number of interesting airplanes in between. Where do you see Diamond going from here? Are there any other airplanes on the horizon we should be looking for?
Well, of course, we've made an announcement at Oshkosh last year that we're currently in development for an electric aircraft, and that is, trying to look onto the horizon to see what general aviation is going to require as we move forward. So that's currently under development, and we also have the Dart, our turboprop trainer, which is most likely going to find the bulk of its consumer base in the the military trainer role. So we've got a couple of things beyond that we haven't really made an announcement on yet, but yeah, there's pokers in the fire, to say the least.
Well, Diamond's always done some brilliant design work. It's obvious that the folks who put their mind behind everything way back when were glider fans. You can take a look at the beautiful lines, the beautiful composite work, and know that somebody in the midst of all that was a glider fan to start with. The airplanes have been extremely efficient, and we've just had a ball with them over the years. The 42 in particular was just, trying to think of how many variants of that I've flown to this stage of the game. Just been a delightful airplane, and now that they're showing up on the used market quasi-reasonably, maybe there is one in our future. We'll see. In the meantime, the 50RG is the big star of the lineup. It's out there. We're going to see it. What is the production plan, though, for the newest, bestest, mostest, fastest, whatever you want to call it, single to be found?
Well, the DA-50 is produced exclusively at this time at kind of our headquarters in Wiener Neustadt, Austria. So they are currently producing aircraft over there for the European market. EASA has already certified the aircraft, as you already know. They will be shipping, well, the first deliveries, once the FAA has validated the type, will be flying across the North Atlantic to the North American market for deliveries here. The plan is to do final assembly of that aircraft in Canada at our location in London, Ontario. So that will be the plan going forward. We've currently started a little bit of work with some renovations at the factory to make room for that plan, and we'll be delivering them directly from London in the future.
Any idea on the production rate available in the U.S.?
It's going to be a relatively low volume aircraft, so I don't want to put any numbers out there right away, but yeah, it's not going to be a high volume aircraft. This aircraft is filling a very niche role within the aviation sector.
Well, it's a sweet ride. We really enjoyed the airplane. I was particularly impressed by first low speed profile was kids play, but the overall stability control profile was really well done, very easily defined static and nice, reasonably tight dynamics. Just a lovely airplane overall. You guys did good, and on top of it, handles the crosswind fairly well, at least on the second try.
Like any Diamond, it has great handling characteristics. It's always been, it falls in with the rest of the aircraft in the lineup. Stable handling characteristics, great in the crosswind, nice performance. They've really done a nice job at the design organization level, creating another beautiful aircraft.
Well, as I said, we enjoyed it, and in particular, actually, it's been kind of apropos of the entire series. They've always had good handling, but somebody's been paying serious attention to stability and control, which is kind of one of my major pet peeves, and it's appreciated. Trevor, I can't thank you enough for spending a little bit of time with ANN and the Morning Brief and the Sun and Fun Digital Daily crew. We look forward to spending more time with you guys and flying more airplanes down the line, and you ever need somebody to fill a seat, you got to give me a call.
We'll give you a call, Jim. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Trevor. Alrighty, folks, let's get on to our next package of the day. Let's face it, we're in Florida, and a lot of places like Florida have water all around, lakes all around. Having an airplane that can land on land is one thing, but for something that can do land and water at the same time, now that's something entirely different. The folks at Super Petrell USA have introduced a new version, the XP, to come after the LS that has done fairly well over the years. And right now the XP is getting ready to become available here in the States. Let's take a look at the Super Petrell XP.
I'm Dan Peterson. I'm the owner of this beautiful airplane. It's a Super Petrell LS, a 2001 version of the Super Petrell. And we're so excited right now because we have a brand new aircraft going to be in the United States this summer, and it's the Super Petrell XP. What you're going to see in the XP is a completely redefined airplane. It is designed based on years and years of this biplane, this unique biplane design, and so we've just built on that. It includes the Rotax 915, so a 40% increase in horsepower, which is always very helpful. The entire wings have been redesigned to capitalize on the extra thrust, 5-bladed prop, instead of the 3 blades that you see on my Super Petrell LS. It's a love of this aircraft, though, and so we're all very excited to see the follow-on XP. This airplane here, I got it in 2001, late 2001. I have 450 plus hours on it. That's just a testimony to how much I enjoy flying the airplane. It is pure fun, plain and simple, pure fun. So I love this airplane. It's done very well for me. Thank you for coming by. It's a real joy to be here at Sun and Fun. Very, very aviation oriented. It's what I love. And I appreciate the time that you guys have coming out here and seeing us.
And welcome back to the Sun and Fun Morning Brief. product of the Sun and Fun Digital Daily, Aero-News, and a whole bunch of crazy people who get together around airplanes and just have a great time with cameras and video equipment and computers to write all kinds of stories, and we're just having a ball presenting all this for you. At 1:30 to 5:30 today, we have the Friday Air Show, and we're leading up to some great stuff, especially with the Blue Angels in residence now. Today, we'll start off with the national anthem, the SOCOM Paracommandos circling the Aeroshell team, which means lots of smoke, lots of noise. The Aeroshell aerobatic team will be flying today. On top of that, we've got Michael Goulian, a warbird show with a number of different warbirds, and around here, the warbirds congregate in a big way. Jim Pites with the F-33 Bonanza. Doug Rosendahl with Mr. Mulligan is coming by. Patty Wagstaff, one of our eternal favorites, with the Extra 300. The United States Marine Corps F-35B demo team is going to show up and do its stuff and make lots and lots and lots of noise. And then, of course, there's this little team from somewhere that may or may not be famous one of these days called the United States Navy Blue Angels. And they beat up the field pretty good yesterday, and we are fairly sure they're going to do an even better job today, only they'll be doing it within a couple inches of each other. Yay. There's a couple of features we try to mention every day that stick out. Here's a few that I think are worth your attention. But first of all, don't forget that the Florida Air Museum, right over yonder near the entrance to Sun and Fun Central, their operating hours are from 9 to 5 each day. It's if you come to Lakeland, you got to visit one of Florida's coolest aviation museums. A little bit later on at 10:30, we've got a Rotax 912-914 maintenance tips forum taught by Phil Lockwood. Phil's one of the more stunning Rotax experts, and more important, no bull to him. He just tells it like it is. Good guy. And tonight's Sunset Flight Celebration takes place at 7 o'clock, 1900 hours till 2100 in Paradise City. They've got all kinds of interesting things. It's not an aerobatic show per se, but it sure is a lot of light aviation, affordable aviation, fun aviation, and we get to share that with everybody. Pretty cool stuff. Alrighty, we're about done with today's morning brief. There will be one tomorrow, and I am pleased to tell you that right now, providing nothing is blown up and nobody shanghais them otherwise, we will have Sun and Fun boss Gene Conrad with us at 0900 tomorrow. In the meantime, again, we thank our sponsor of the day, the Wako Aircraft folks, with their brand new Junkers A50 Junior. And folks, bring it by. I'm ready to fly anytime now. I mean, right now, good, no problem. And we're looking forward to playing with that a little bit later on, probably in Paradise City or down at South Lakeland. In the meantime, have a great day at Sun and Fun. We're looking forward to seeing as many of you as we possibly can. On behalf of the Aero-News Network, the Sun and Fun Digital Daily, Airborne, the Morning Brief, the Sport Plane Resource Guide, and whatever else we can think up, and our chief videographer, Nathan Cremosino, our videographer for this show, Annie Byers, and so many other crazy people, not to mention my wife. Thanks, sweetie. We appreciate you being with us, and we will see you tomorrow at 0900, airborne-live.net, and in the meantime, SNFDD.com for the Sun and Fun Digital Daily. All the coolest news from Sun and Fun you can find. Take care, folks. See you tomorrow.
The Aero-News Network Sun and Fun Digital Daily Morning Brief, live from Lakeland, Florida, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
It's toxic to fly hypoxic. Smart pilots want their oxygen close at hand, so they're never impaired. That's why Aerox is proud to introduce the Boomula, the first headset-mounted oxygen-conserving cannula designed to make hypoxia impairment obsolete. The Boomula easily attaches to any headset and can be used with almost any portable or installed oxygen system. Find the Boomula at leading Aerox distributors or at aerox.com.
Unbridled passion, unequaled performance, unlimited possibilities.
Hartzell Aviation, you are cleared for takeoff.
Introducing Hartzell Aviation, leading general aviation companies united by the Hartzell guiding principle of built on honor, a commitment to uphold the highest standards in quality, performance, and support. Hartzell Propeller, Hartzell Engine Tech, Hartzell Aerospace Welding. We are Hartzell Aviation.
Now boarding at hartzellaviation.com.
We're really looking forward to seeing you live and in person at Sun and Fun in Florida.
Now, if you can't join us in Florida, we have some great deals for you that you can take advantage of right from your home.
You can take 23% off any King Schools course from right now through April 6th. Just go to our website, kingschools.com, and use the code word FLY.
The Compair 6.2 is a new experimental aircraft that is produced by Compair Aviation. Compair Aviation has been producing floats and aircraft kits since 1993 and has sold over 400 airframes. The Compair 6.2 is an ideal aircraft for those who need a versatile plane that can transport family or cargo with ease. We have a Compair 6.2 on display at our booth, MD7-B, so stop by and take a look for yourself.
Vantage is Avidyne's family of all-new flight display systems for retrofit and forward-fit applications. Initial certification will be Vantage 12, retrofit glass for legacy Cirrus aircraft. Vantage 12 brings advanced capabilities and adds new life to Cirrus aircraft, including large 12-inch diagonal hybrid touchscreen displays, 3D synthetic vision, and split-screen capabilities. Additional Vantage programs will be announced in the future.
Calculating carbon monoxide.